For today's video, I wanted to share with you photo hacks for when someone else is taking pictures of you. I'm here in New York for Fashion Week, and you might or might not know, but I actually started my career off as a model with severe cystic acne. I was able to do that because I was able to cover my skin with makeup. That being said, I've been in and out of the modeling industry for almost 10 years now, and I've picked up quite a few photo tips along the way. There are different things that you can do to look different in the end photo, to change up your body posture, to change up your face shape even, and I just wanted to share those with you. Kind of put them out into the world so that if someone else is taking photos of you, you can maybe try out some of these tips. You can use them to achieve a different outcome in the photo, maybe switch things up on Instagram or social media, or use them for graduation photos, for family photos, or for something really important that's happening in your life. Welcome to New York, and here is a model's photo hacks for when someone else is taking pictures of you. First things first is find your light. Lighting is essential to having a good photo, and you need to know where it's coming from. Sometimes, for instance, me talking to the camera right now, that light is coming from around the room and a ring light. Sometimes that light is window light. Sometimes it's a flash that's mounted onto the camera or the phone that's taking a photo of you, and sometimes it's even a reflector or a bounce light that's actually reflecting light onto your face. How this light hits your face is going to depend on the outcome of the photo. If you look into a light straight on, if it's a very bright light such as a flash, that's usually going to create shadows behind you and look very intense. Now if you have bright window light, it can make you look very soft and blurred. Also, what happens if you turn your back to the light source? That means that you're going to be backlit. Whether it's window light or an artificial light, that can kind of make a dreamy look, sometimes make hair stick up a little bit, create depth in the background to make you glow. So think about where your light is and how you want to look. If you want shadows on half your face, you can cut half your face off with a light. You can look directly into it, you can look to the side. But be sure you know where your light is coming from and you know how that light is hitting you so that you can actually work with the lighting and the photographer or the person taking the picture to get the best image. Next, you want to find your angles and create space. When you are taking a photo, you're taking a two-dimensional image. It's flat, but we are 3D objects. I have a size, I have a shape, I have dimension to me. And when you are translating a 3D object onto a 2D platform, sometimes things don't always look the same. Especially if you're wearing just one color, such as all black, you can start to look like just a big block, like a big stick. And there's not a lot of definition, there's not a lot of shape, and it's a little bit harder to create interest in the photo. One of the best things you can do is create space. And you can do this in many ways. You can start by putting your hands on your hips. If you want, you can move your legs apart instead of having them together. You could stick your knee out to the side. You could even bend a little bit with your hip and create kind of a curvature in your side body or in your back. You could even lift your hands up above your head for something emotional, or put your hands in your hair for something a little bit more lifestyle-like. When you're taking photos, creating that space really helps to show that you are a 3D dimensional object, as opposed to just a flat 2D object. It creates a lot more definition and a lot more interest in the photo, and it also creates contrast between you and the background. This next tip is one of my favorites, and it's actually changing your facial structure. We have muscles in our body. Muscles contract and they release in order to contract or release the muscle. Well, guess what? You have muscles in both your tongue and your cheeks that can actually change the way your face looks. The first one we're going to talk about is a double chin. Some people are insecure about this, and I actually have a family member who doesn't want to be mentioned, but she will not even take family photos because she is insecure about her jawline. Now, I think she's beautiful, and so I think that that's a little bit silly, but at the same time, I understand that this is sometimes a concern for people. Not even related to weight or health, sometimes it's simply sagging skin. Well, there's something that you can actually do about this. Your tongue is an amazing muscle, and per square inch, it's actually the strongest muscle in your body. It's made up of muscles such as the hyoglossus and the genioglossus, and by activating those muscles, you can actually activate the muscles in your neck and change your facial structure. If you take your tongue and you press it to the roof of your mouth, you can actually change what muscles are being activated. This in turn can lift this area underneath the chin and the jaw and actually make it look tighter. Now, you might want to practice doing this because you don't want to look awkward, but if you keep your mouth closed and simply push your tongue to the top, it actually creates a different shape on your neck. Try it out right now in a mirror and see what I'm talking about. Anatomy and physiology, isn't science cool? This can be really helpful for someone who might be insecure about that area, or if you're just looking to get a different angle. For instance, if I don't activate the muscles of my tongue, jaw, or neck, I look very approachable. I look very calm and relaxed. Whereas if I do, my face looks a little bit more stern, looks a little bit tighter, a little bit more pulled up and together, even a little bit more intense. And depending on the look that you're trying to go for, you can use this trick to your advantage. The next one is also clenching your jaw. Close your lips and bite your teeth together. Not hard, but just a little bit. Now do it in front of a mirror. Clench and let go. Clench and let go. Do you see how there's a difference in both your ears and your actual jaw? Right underneath your cheekbones and under your skin, there are muscles that go throughout your entire face. And when you clench your jaw, you can actually tighten the ones that go from the ear down to your chin. This can create a more intense look, a more defined jawline, and a more stern and focused look. If you avoid doing this and open your mouth a little bit, you look a little bit calmer, and again, a little bit more approachable or a little bit more wholesome. Using these two tricks has really helped me, especially when it comes to shooting high fashion, where they want you to look very stern and serious, versus something more lifestyle, where you want to look very fun and you're usually selling a product or a service. The next tip is to keep moving and keep trying. Constantly reset yourself, but know your parameters. Especially when someone is taking photos of you on a larger camera, they normally have something called a depth of field. That means if I put my hand out in front of you right here, it's going to be blurry. But if I bring it over here, it's in focus. If we change the settings on the camera, this area will be in focus and that area will be blurred. Or the background could be in focus and I could be blurry. This is called the depth of field, and you can imagine it as an invisible line of focus that goes between you and the camera, either coming this way or coming this way. Make sure that you're staying within that depth of field so that you are in focus, but constantly change up your movements. Change up your shape. Play with an accessory such as a jacket or even some sort of a prop. Mess with your hair a little bit. Smile differently. Put your elbows out, put your elbows in, but keep moving in front of the camera. If you just look at the camera like a deer in the headlights, you're gonna get a lot of similar images. Keep moving it up. Twist your body around, twist your jaw around, look over one shoulder, look over the other. This gives your images a lot of variety. You can start to practice your angles to know which ones you like best and improve the ones that you aren't such a fan of. This gives you an entire lookbook of poses and looks to choose from so that you really can vary up the shots that you take. Lastly, keep in mind that taking photos or modeling is really just acting in disguise. When you're an actor or an actress, you basically take on a persona. You have feelings, emotions, a personal history, and a background, and you're kind of explaining that to the camera through voice, through actions, etc. As a model, you're doing the exact same thing, only you're doing it standing still and without the help of any auditory cues such as music or language. As a model, you have to think that you are selling something. Maybe it's an item, maybe it's a service, maybe it's just an emotion or a message. Are you selling that you're happy? Are you selling that you're excited? Are you selling that you're a little bit nervous? Are you trying to show off something such as a cute accessory that you're wearing, or just the story of what you did today? Regardless of what that is, remember that modeling is in essence acting. You are harnessing an emotion that you have to translate to the camera, that translates to the final image, that the person who looks at that image is going to understand. And what you do really has an effect on that. So if you want to, start practicing your acting skills. Practice what someone does when they're worried. Does their brow furrow? Practice what someone does when they're concerned. Do their shoulders hunch in? Do they get smaller? Practice what someone does when they get excited. Do their shoulders come down? Do they stand a little bit taller? Practice what happens when someone's happy. Do they smile just here with their face, or do their eyes squint a little bit? Do different things happen here with their temples that create a different look? Do they scrunch their nose? Understanding this from an acting perspective can help you be a better model or just a better photo taker in general to get the message across that you're trying to send. For me, modeling has always been more than just a job. For me, it was a creative outlet. When I was hiding under pounds of makeup and really hated myself because of my acne, modeling was an escape for me. Even though I didn't feel beautiful in my own skin, with a makeup artist, with a designer, with a photographer, I could create something beautiful. And at that time, even though I didn't think of myself as beautiful, I could see the outcome of what we created as beautiful. And that was a stepping stone of me realizing that I'm valuable and that I can find beauty within myself. Modeling has always been this creative outlet for me, and I've been really blessed that I've even been able to curate some of my own photo shoots and direct and help produce them, and that I've been able to shoot for some companies, some products, and some designers who really have a message that I personally get behind. I've also had some amazing opportunities in exotic countries and really cool places that have been brought to me just because I'm willing to take a photo and willing to take a risk. So when it's all said and done, regardless of what you're taking photos for, whether it's for yourself, for social media, whether it's for a family photo or graduation, whether it's for a job or to sell a certain product or to try to get a job within a certain industry, photos are an amazing way to translate a story of what's happening, and you have the ability to tell that story without using any words. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know, and I want you to think right now about one person in your life who wants to improve their photo skills. Is it a friend that you're hanging out with? Is it a family member like mine who was insecure about her jawline? Is it somebody who's graduating or going on a cool vacation in the near future? There's a little white arrow in the top corner here that you can click and send this video directly to them via email or via text message. Help spread the fun, inspiration, and creativity of photo taking and photo creating with that person. And perhaps you guys can get together and shoot some photos that you'll be really proud of. Again, it's always a pleasure to share my journey with you. Thank you so much for being a part of it, being part of my butterfly family as we all go through these transformations into our most beautiful selves. Hit subscribe if you're new here or if you haven't already, and post a comment if you have any other photo hacks that I didn't cover here. I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.